Okay, so I'm going to attempt to be nice here and do some of the homework problems actually I'm going to do all of the homework problems on your lesson 6.6 homework quiz review. Because if you're in my Blueberry class, I'm not going to be there the day of the quiz, so I'm not going to be able to answer any questions about this homework. And if you're in my Raspberry class, you won't have enough time before the quiz to go over the homework. So I'm going to post this. Now, what I expect you to do is try these homework problems first on your own, and then come watch the video, make sure that your answers are correct. And if you got stuck on a problem, watch how I solve it and be ready to do that similar problem on your quiz. All right, so I'm going to start here. Also, I'm crunched for time, so I might talk fast. Feel free to pause, rewind, rewatch, because it's like 9:30 at night. I've been trying to make this video. This is my third attempt, and let's get started. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is combine like terms. So I have negative a half and positive 3.5, which is just 3. So I'm going to write down 3 plus 5b equals 18. Then I'm going to take away 3 from both sides. There we go. And then I get 5b equals 15. Then I'm going to divide by 5 on both sides. And I get b equals 3. Okay, this is what your check should look like. You should write down your original equation before you simplified it, because you might have made a mistake when you simplified it. So you want to write down your original equation, and then you're going to plug in, sorry, I'm like sitting really uncomfortably. You're going to plug in 3 where you see b. So it's going to be negative 0.5 plus 3.5 plus 5 times 3, and that's going to be 18. So 5 times 3 is 15. So we have negative 0.5 plus 3.5 plus 15. And if you think about it, 3.5 plus 15 is 18.5. And then you're going to take away a half, so it's going to be 18. You can also just use your calculator. But you're going to get 18 equals 18. You're going to write down a check. All right, let's do the next one. You might want to look at 6.3 before your quiz, because that one's pretty hard. And I know a lot of you guys struggled on that homework. So what I would do here first is I'd add 1 to both sides. And then I would get the square root of 6x plus 6 equals 6. The next thing you need to do is the inverse operation of a square root, which is squaring both sides. The square root and the square exponent are inverse operations, so you can cross them off because they cancel each other out. So you're left with 6x plus 6, and then over here you have to square 6. 6 squared is 6 times 6, which is 36. Next thing you have to do is take away 6 from both sides. You have 6x equals 30. Then divide by 6 on both sides, x equals 5. All right. If you could just do me a favor and box in your answers, it's easier to find them. Okay, so here we go. Write down the original equation. Plug in 5. All right, so let's figure out what's underneath this square root sign. 6 times 5 is 30, so this is going to be 30 plus 6 underneath the square root. Then we're going to take away 1. 30 plus 6 is 36. This is the square root of 36, and we'll take away 1. 6 minus 1, it's 5. So we know that we have the correct answer. All right, another one where you're going to want to check out these notes before you show up to the quiz. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 20 to both sides. And I have 3x cubed equals negative 24. After that, I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides. So now I have x cubed equals negative 8. The opposite of a cubic exponent is a cubic root. So you're going to take the cubic root of both sides. And the cubic root and the cubic exponent you can cross off because they're inverse operations, and you're left with x equals. And now you have to think of what times itself 3 times is going to be a negative 8. And the answer is negative 2, because negative 2 times negative 2 would be positive 4, times negative 2 would be negative 8. So the answer is negative 2. Just negative 2, not positive 2, because 2 times 2 times 2 would be positive 8. So it can't be positive 2, it's just negative 2. Okay, now when we do our check, we have 3x cubed minus 20 equals negative 44. and I'm going to plug in -2. So 3 times -2 cubed minus 20 should be -44. And I already know that -2 cubed is -8. So 3 times -8 minus 20 has to be -44. -24 minus 20. -24 minus 20 is -44. Checks out, and we're done with this page. So let's flip the page. Go to this next one. Okay. So this next one says, if there's no solution, write no solution. If there's infinitely many solutions, write infinitely many solutions, or all real numbers, and pick a number to show that any number will check. And then if there's no solution, pick a number to show that no number will check. All right. So I might not do all the checks with you guys because that would really be a lot of time. The first thing I'm going to do here, personally, the first thing I would do is I would distribute the 1/3 to everything inside the parentheses and distribute the 1/4 to everything inside of the parentheses. So I'm going to have 1/3 x plus 1 equals 1/4 x plus 2. All right. The next thing I would do is I would subtract the one with the lower coefficient. Actually, maybe I'm going to make these into common denominators first. So let's see, times 4 times 4 times 3 times 3. So this is really 4/12 x plus 1 equals 3/12 x plus 2. Is that cool? All right, I'm going to take away 3/12 from both sides. 3/12 x, excuse me. So now I have 1/12 x plus 1 equals 2. Take away 1. So now I have, I'm going to actually go over here. 1/12 x equals 1. Now there's two things you could do. You could divide by 1/12, which I'm going to show you what I mean. 1/12 x equals 1. You can divide both sides by 1/12. Or I could multiply both sides by 12, because the inverse of 1/12 is 12/1. And I'm going to get 12. Okay, so the answer is 12. Now let's see if that checks out. So on this side, I have 1/3 x plus 3. So that would be 1/3 12 plus 3, which would be 1/3 of 15, which would be 5. All right, let's see the other side. The other side is 1/4 x plus 8, which would be 1/4 of 12 plus 8, which would be 1/4 of 20, which would be 5. So that turns out that 12 is the correct answer, and I'm all set because it works in a check. All right, these two are already on a video. Shoot. Well, I'm going to do them right here so you don't have to watch that video because we're here, so why not? I'm going to distribute this 6 to these two terms. I'm going to distribute this 2 to these two terms. So I have -4x plus 6x plus 12 equals 2x plus 18. Then I'm going to combine like terms over here. -4x plus 6x is 2x. So now this is 2x plus 12 equals 2x plus 18. All right. Now I'm going to take away 2x from both sides. And I'm left with 12 equals 18. Does 12 equal 18? No. So the answer is no solution. And the directions want you to pick a number, any number, plug it in, and show that your check doesn't work. So you have to do this part on your own, okay? The check, you're going to pick a number, whatever number you want for x, and show that it doesn't work. Okay. Next one, I'm going to run out of time, so I'm going to start another video because these videos time out. So see me for part 2 on the different video.